going back to your mom, when you're talking about on the conservative side, your recent positioning with Trump has gotten a lot of people a little bit asking questions.
Sure.
Okay. So hey, the Democrats, what you're doing, trying to undermine everything this man's doing, it's not working. You're kind of going through the whole process, and he kind of Biden, all this stuff. What do you think, the strategy that they're doing right now, do you think they don't know that it's not working, or do you think they're convinced it's going to end up working come November 5th, with the day we vote?
I think they're convinced it's going to work, and I think that they're leaning on the 2022 midterms to buffer their point. You had certain Democrats who were supporting Trump surrogates. I'm sorry, they were supporting these folks and favoring, Trump surrogates during the 2022 midterms. And people were anticipating a red wave that never arrived. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so that's what they're thinking about. The more we put Trump out there, the more we buffer support and augment support for these folks who support him, ultimately it will lead to our victory. That's how they're thinking. And I'm saying, no, not what I'm seeing. I think that he has damn near a cult following. I'm not calling folks cultists or anything like that. I'm just speaking metaphorically about how these folks are in terms of their love, their devotion, their belief in him. And they're not going anywhere. And then you got Hispanics who are supporting him now, according to the polls. You've got more black folks who are supporting him now, according to the polls. And even though they're swearing that the overturning of Roe v. Wade, along with some of the charges that have been executed against him, that's going to turn off white women, well, we ain't seeing that evidence. And so I'm looking at it from that standpoint, and I'm like, well, wait a minute now. Are y'all not paying attention? Because let me tell you something. Charlemagne the God said it best when he said, Joe Biden is not inspiring at all.
That's the clip. But it's not just Stephen A. There are so many others as of lately that are coming out and they're speaking the truth. Sage Steele, who is known as a famous sports anchor, basically had an interview with our president and said it was totally scripted, right? She couldn't go outside of these parameters without there being a consequence, you all. There are people that are tired of being silenced. They're tired of being censored, and it's causing them to be convicted enough to speak up and speak out, even if the cost is their career, right? Because you get to a point where it is your morals, it's what you believe in, and you're at a crossroad. Will I take the money? What does it cost me to gain the world or lose my soul? Or do I stand in the truth of God, knowing at the end of the day, God is my provisionary. He's my source. So I think we see a lot of people that are at that crossroad where they're trying to decide which way they will go.
You almost get the impression that the Democrats who are pushing for Joe Biden to get 4 more years, because that's what they were chanting at the State of the Union address, 4 more years, 4 more years. The man's going to be 82 in November, and you chant for 4 more years. But you've got progressive leftists on this side chanting for 4 more years. I don't know if they know how embarrassing that is, okay? Okay, but that's neither here nor there. The point is that when you're doing that, I'm looking at them, and I'm saying to myself, come on now. This is utterly ridiculous. You think this is going to get it done. But I tell you what I'm starting to suspect. They don't know if Joe's going to last 4 more years. And all they care about is that he gets through Election Day and the inauguration. And then after that, who's the next in line? It's Kamala Harris. And I think that's how folks are thinking. But my problem with it is, again, we're capitalists. We like competition. What happened to competing with him and winning? What's all the lawfare about? One charge after another. You got Letitia James and the New York Attorney General in New York. You've got you got the folks in Georgia with Fannie Willis and others. You've got Mar-a-Lago situation. You got we're really, really, really going to have a trial about hush money to a former porn star. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing now. I'm like, are you kidding me? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not advocating that anybody should be above the law at any time. What I am saying is He's the president of the United States, the former president of the United States. You talk to us about Russian collusion. You talk to us about a bevy of things over the years. Man still running. Four indictments, 91 counts, and the man gets more campaign dollars. Climbing in the polls, okay? And last time I checked, he still ain't been in cuffs. He still ain't been put behind bars. And he's the presumptive GOP nominee. You can't stop him.
Tell me you are MAGA without saying you're MAGA. Yeah. I think I'm going to sing you a red cap really soon because he is definitely on the righteous train of 2024. He's just got to say it. He's telling you everything without putting himself in the line of fire. Read between the lines, people. Read between the lines.
You cannot stop him. And so for me, I find myself ashamed of the Democratic Party for their lack of a competitive fervor. You had since 2016 to come up with somebody else, and you still can't do it. That is pathetic. It is pathetic. And it is no excuse for it whatsoever. It is 2024. In 8 years, you should have been able to find somebody that can compete with this man other than a soon-to-be 82-year-old incumbent.
Well, let me ask you this, though.
Yes.
Do you want Democrats to win?
That's a tough question.
That's
for me.
the question. Yeah.
It is. It's,
All right, you all. So I'm going to put the full video in the description box as always, so you can check it out. It's from Value Entertainment, and they have the whole interview of Stephen A. in it. It's really, really good. So go ahead and check that out when you have a chance. Thank you for watching, and I love you all to life. See you soon. Always be open to think and hear new perspectives. Love you. Bye.